Hello, this is Dr. Jay Smith over here. You can see my good friend Al Fadi, who we have done so many things together.
Okay.
Good to have you here, Al Fadi. And I brought you on board to really push this conference that is going on at the end of this week, the 14th and 15th. That's Friday and Saturday. And then followed up by a week later on the 21st and 22nd. So, Al Fadi, you've been on this channel before. We have talked about this conference, but now that it's coming this week, we really want to do a one last push. Go ahead and introduce this conference. What is it we should expect? What we should look for? And what are some of the things that people need to do to get ready for this conference?
Well, Jay, thank you so much. Of course, I am honored to work with you, brother, and honored also that you've invited me to your channel. You've been doing this every year, so it's really just a privilege to be able to partner with you. The conference, as you stated it correctly, will start this weekend, Friday, Saturday, 14th and 15th of October, and next weekend, the 21st and 22nd. Every day represents a track, and every track represents a theme. So this track, the 14th, which is the first track, is the track you will be joining us in, which focuses on apologetics and polemics to Muslims. And obviously, it has to do with how we can defend our faith, but at the same time, how can we polemically speaking, refute any arguments that our Muslim friends will raise. Now, you and I know, I mean, even the Muslim in the street, they hear what they perceive to be their own scholars say, and they just repeat it. And they don't really research it. They don't do any deep dive investigations or whatever the case might be. And our job, obviously, brother, is to have responsibility to destroy basically any strongholds and basically take every thoughts captives. And that's what polemics is all about. And that's what we like to talk about, is to help equip the church, the saints, by bringing scholars like yourself to show them the latest and the greatest discoveries, tools that they can use when they're having a conversation with a Muslim friend, regardless of how outrageous the claim might be. Our job is to always try to help the Muslim person. We, think through the argument, reasoning with them, in hope that that will unlock, basically the typical mantra in their mind, and maybe they will search for the truth. So the conference overall theme is loving your Muslim neighbor. And track one on the 14th, which is this coming Friday, will have the apologetics and polemics. That includes teachers like yourself, Dr. Tony Costa, Dr. Edward Dalcor. We have our brother George Husni also will be doing a plenary session. And we're going to have also Samuel Green. I just spoke with him today, and he's excited about joining us as well. And we're going to have, after that, you'll be doing plenary, George will be doing plenary, then we're going to be doing some workshops. You'll be doing one of those workshops. And then we would like to have, at the end of each track, what we call a panel discussion, where you and whomever can join us will interact not just with me and my questions, but hopefully the audience will type questions and we will interact with them as well. And of course, this is the kickoff, if you wish, and track one is going to really set the tone for the rest of the conference. Now, that would be followed, of course, on the second day with what we call the track on reaching Muslim women. And by the way, if you don't mind me, I can even share my screen real quickly because I want people to see for themselves what we are talking about here. And this is kind of like the overall flyer for the conference. And as you can see, the cadre of speakers, including, by the way, David Wood, which many people have been asking about him because he shut down his, or at least I can say, abandoned his YouTube channel. But David is actually establishing newer channels. I just had him with me recently to do a promo about this conference, and he's going to be one of the teachers as well. And, this is track one that I've been talking about, which includes you, as we stated, on October 14th. And now we want to go to track two, which is Saturday, October 15th. And that's the newest track that we have added this year because it's never been basically utilized before. In the past, we would talk about ministry to women among another track or in the midst of another track, but this time we felt like it's necessary to really separate it. And we have really amazing teachers and speakers like Sister Karen Bajani, who does amazing work, her and her husband, to reach Muslims in general, and Muslim women in particular, in her case. We have others who are former Muslim women from the region, from the Middle East, and are followers of Jesus, of course, and they will be sharing with us as well their own experience of how they came to Christ, best ways to reach women for Christ who are from a Muslim background, and help, of course, equip those who have a passion to reach the Muslim woman. And then we'll move on to the following weekend, which is next weekend. And again, 2 days, track 3 and track 4, October 21st, October 22nd. October 21st is a very special one, dear to my heart, because all of us teachers in that track are former Muslims from Saudi and followers of Jesus. And the focus is really on two things: evangelizing the Muslims and discipling the new converts from a Muslim background. And these are the two areas that we feel sometimes workers or missionaries may be lacking some experience, culturally speaking, or things from a Muslim background. So we bring in our own experience, our background, our traditions, our culture into play, and we talk about things that are do's and don'ts. For instance, Brother Andrew is going to touch on the insider movement because he himself, when he was being evangelized, for Christ, an element or two of the insider movement was used with him, and he realized later that it wasn't effective. It was turning him off, actually. So he's going to talk about those kind of experiences. And then Brother Nasser, of course, will be talking about, discipleship. I will be talking from the book of Acts, chapter 17, about principles as to why we should reach Muslims for Christ, and also principles as to how to reach Muslims for Christ. So we will be doing kind of like a sermon format, and then we'll have a panel discussion after this. And finally, track 4, which is the last one on Saturday, October 22nd. We will close with what we call every time prophecy in the Middle East. And really, I want to emphasize, when we say prophecy in the Middle East, for my conference, we focus on God's heart for the Middle East, God's future plans for the Middle East, and the role of the church to participate in God's plan and reach the lost, especially in this case, the majority of who are in the Middle East are from a Muslim background. So, brother, that's basically what the conference is all about.
Well, listen, you got a lot of line up there. It's good to see that I'll be right there the very first day, going into the apologetics and polemics. For those who don't know, apologetics is defense, polemics is going on the offense. Exciting to see you have Karen Bijani coming on board, Brother Nasser, and also Brother Andrew coming in on the next week. The converts who will be working with you. We need to hear what the converts are saying. We need to be warned by them because you really are the true insider. It's not the insider movement that's coming out of America. And then, of course, prophecy. That's another new one. That'll be a whole nother area that many people probably will not be aware of or be cognizant of. Terrific stuff. I can't wait. That's what do they have to do to get ready? What do they need to do? What does people who are watching need to do before this Friday?
They basically need to go and register. I'm going to share my screen again real quickly here for them to see the URL. Yeah, to register, you need to go to this URL, which is cirainternational.com/conference. Once you click on that link, it will take you to the conference page, and it will give you all the information you need, and you can follow along, and the registration should be really a breeze. We've been having a lot of people registering last minute. We have good news. We have extended the discount. I really lobbied to have the discount get extended for a couple of more days because we still have another week. So at least if you are going to register now, you can take full advantage of that as well.
Okay, terrific stuff. Thank you. Listen, I'll put this up and make sure people do see it by tonight. Tonight is Monday night, so you have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and that's it, folks. You've got to get done by Thursday to get ready for Friday. Thanks for coming on board. Thanks for being doing this. Thanks for actually putting in these conferences every year. I've been part of them in the last years that you've done it. It's a privilege to work with you. I've enjoyed working with you, not only because you are somebody who's been inside Islam, you understand it intimately, you've left Islam, Islam for a very good reason. You've chosen to do so of your own volition. Now you can help the rest of us who are working with Muslims to do likewise with those who have yet to leave. And there's an awful lot for us to learn from folks like you, others of us who have been doing this for many, many years. God bless you. Thanks, Al-Fadi. Okay.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Al-Fadi is a few thousand miles from me. We're not in the same room, obviously, but it's like we're almost next door. God bless you all. This is Jane Al-Fadi, over and out.